I don't know if I would love it.
I mean,
We're going to be getting into the winners finals here, and now we got BeastModePaul versus H4, the Pikachu, the Cloud, and the Duck Hunt. A little bit of an unorthodox team, but he's going to bring the Cloud to bear first, knowing that BeastModePaul's been favoring the Steve as his starter. So he wants to try and get that out of the way quick with that good old tried and true counter pick.
oh, I love the use of cross slash there to catch the startup of Minecart, and a nice little back air on the double jump as well. But it looks like Beast Mode is going to work his way right back in the center, convert into a back air, get a weapon as well, and we back to mine. And
So clean from BeastModePaul, converting so much off of just one hit. Like, usually, when a player gets a hit, they do damage, right? But BeastModePaul also upgraded his weapon so that on the next hit, he can do even more damage. And that's just very scary, as now Limit has been burnt away, and BeastModePaul is able to circumnavigate it completely. This Cloud looks like it might be going down without too much further ado. No up smash.
yeah, I was looking for it as well, but not pulling the trigger there. Wanted to see if maybe there's going to be an air dodge, but it did not come. That's going to be a forward smash, just like a good punish, all things considered, but it's not going to KO. You're going to be able to run over there and get a follow-up. Yes, you are, and that's going to be an up smash to go ahead and put that Cloud to sleep.
But the diamonds go into his hand, and this is something we were talking about earlier, too, with the longer respawn timers in Squad Strike. That just gives Steve the opportunity to do some good old-fashioned mining. He's going to try and keep his distance, though, is H4. Trying to make sure that BeastModePaul doesn't get any big hits off with the diamonds. And actually, Duck Hunt is short enough that he low profiles the up tilt. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I just learned that today as well. I was like, oh, okay. Because he was like, huh, how do I get my punish? He up tilts. He's like, it didn't hit. Maybe if I do it again. Didn't hit a second time. And I was like, all right, the dog is flat.
Listen, bro, I don't think we'll ever get another opportunity to see some Steve versus Duck Hunt in winners finals other than in Squad Strike. So I'm happy to be here. We're blessed to be doing it big here at Rise and Grind, and seeing a never-before-seen matchup as BeastModePaul has yet to find a hit until just now.
Okay, and there we go. Can we make this go? A conversion to the can, but it's not going to be enough to get the KO. Solid enough DI coming out from Beast Mode as well, as he mines a little bit more, gets hit by the Duck Hunt, but still alive here.
So much pressure coming through from H4, but not enough to take the stock yet as BeastModePaul holds on, and a Steve alive is a Steve that's putting you in danger, especially with diamonds. Good spacing to avoid the dash attack, but the pressure is still on.
Nice swing. There we go. Throws the can, tries to go for maybe a Trump setup, swings at the TNT, says put that away, and manages to actually secure the stock there.
Was that Nair that just killed? I mean, like, yeah, he was at 180, but I was still not expecting Nair to kill. The Kaboom connects as well, puts H4 all the way up at 125 while BeastModePaul gets bounced up, and that is terrible for Duck Hunt right now. Half of his kit is not going to work on this hero, and BMP just waits for him to land and hits him with the Sizz.
Yeah, you can see it was like, I guess I'm just going to sit here and wait.
All right, it was like the moment of panic.
Like, I can't Clay Pigeon, I can't TNT, I can't do anything. Okay, we got loops.
Yeah, this is the main of H4, his best character. He's gotten quite a few big wins up in his home region of the PNW, if I'm not mistaken, with this character.
There you go. Hopefully H4 can go ahead and really run circles around Beast Mode with his Pikachu, because otherwise could be a tough match for him to win. But despite that, I mean, so far the Pikachu looks phenomenal, right? But we're watching Hero get buffed up.
Those buffs, trying to force him into the corner, but that quick attack is actually proving to be a big problem for BeastModePaul, as H4 is able to just immediately get himself out of the corner. That's been something that BMP got a lot of mileage off of against Chag, putting him in the corner and forcing him to guess against spells where eventually he'll guess wrong and get hit. But here, H4, he just does up B, and he's out. He's free. He's off.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for someone like Hero to go ahead and hunt you down, especially if that Accel Rattle runs out. But despite that, I mean, the Sephiroth is out, 86% on Pikachu. Now, Pikachu, of course, can convert pretty heavily on Sephiroth off one little conversion. As we like to point out, not the heaviest of characters, so you definitely want to be careful. But
Fun fact, actually, these guys are the same weight.
which is bizarre.
It's bizarre looking at it, right? Like, you wouldn't, that's not an assumption you would make. Like, you see this, like, 7-foot tall guy with a giant sword, and you see a little yellow rat. Like, sure, these guys both weigh the same amount.
I mean, yeah, but, you know, it's like Sephiroth tall, but he lean, though. You know?
Pikachu's got rocks in his pocket. Sure, it all works out eventually.
Oh, and just like that. There was a point here. I'm like, when was the last time that H4 got hit? Because I swear he's been at 86% for at least the last, like, 45 seconds.
Because he's been playing so well around all of BMP's options, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day when you get popped like that by the down smash. Here comes the win screen, too. We're going to get to see it. Oh, wait, no, it's Squad Strike. We don't get win screens. That's right.
Boo. Boo. You right, though. You right. But, yeah, I mean, that's the Sephiroth classic, right? Where it's like,
I'm losing. Haha, got him.
I got the shield cheese. It works every time.
That's the hard part about squads, too, that I think actually makes Sephiroth a worse character than he is in singles, is that comeback mechanics like Wing or like Lucario's Aura in squads always treat you like you're either 1 stock to 1 stock, 2 stock to 2 stock, 3 stock to 3 stock. So even if like Sephiroth is your anchor and you're bringing him in last, you're not going to get the stock deficit benefit for Wing. You just got to get it by percent eventually. So it kind of hurts him a little bit, but Sephiroth's still a strong character anyway, and the Wing will come eventually.
Eventually, right? But you gotta earn him. You know, you gotta be a little birdie who learns how to fly.
Oh, and he's starting Sephiroth this time around, and starting the Pikachu too. So Paul just kind of made one of them gambled here, and I'm not sure which one of them made the decision first.
Okay, we're gonna be snapping quite a bit. That's Sephiroth's way, and honestly, looking a lot better than kind of the end of the last game. Like, granted, he was able to get the final winning game KO with Sephiroth, but it was a struggle to get there. Up until that shield break, it was like, is he actually going to be able to do this? But in this game, he's kind of running circles around H4.
Yeah, I think the extra space that Town and City is affording BeastModePaul is very helpful for this, because he's able to play at that sword tip's length a lot more often, but he falls out of the fair. I think that fair might have killed if it had connected all the way at that part out.
Might have fast-falled a little bit too much there. Either way, you know, definitely a lucky break for Beast Mode. It's H4 starting to camp him out a little bit, and that dash attack almost juicy enough to secure the stock.
That's my my favorite combo. Triple parry into get punished anyway. Oh, and he catches the neutral get up 2 there. It looks like BeastModePaul was trying to do neutral get up shield buffer, but H4 found the window and got the stock anyway. So out comes the Steve and out comes some mining.
Okay, and this is like actually fine because they'll just set up a block and then go to the other side and start farming a little bit. But luckily for Pikachu at least, Thunderjolt kind of navigates around blocks pretty well. So.
Oh, and okay. Even if Thunderjolt's navigating around blocks, you still got to do it yourself. And H4 is doing a great job so far. He's pretty much untouched against the Steve. Not going to let him get to him. Oh, tries for the dash attack too. H4 just doing so good with this up B. The quick attack getting him out of danger so many times.
Okay, and he's looking for something. There's a minecart. Gonna go ahead and drop that anvil as well. But despite all of that, just like can't find that final blow. I'm pretty convinced if Beast Mode can get through this, Pikachu will have like a much easier time getting through the rest of the cast. But like, look at this advantage state. Like, I don't know about that one.
Whoa! BMP finally does actually find the KO blow, but it was a scramble situation at that, so that was almost terrible.
Okay, and Steve's starting to Steve it up. Hold on.
He do be Steven. He's got some diamonds. They're a girl's best friend, but they're also a Duck Hunt dog's worst enemy, apparently, because they hurt.
Extended hitbox on that one as well. Going to be a little bit rougher for H4 as Beast Mode is slowly starting to bring things back with this Steve. He's being able to mine for quite a bit of resources here, trading with minecart, which isn't the worst thing in the world. And there we go. We got ourselves a very scary weapon.
The biggest thing, too, here is that the more damage that BMP puts up on the Duck Hunt dog is he's going to be able to get out hero, he's going to be able to fish for bounce, and then as soon as bounce comes out, he's pretty much invincible against this character. 80% is the amount racked up before the hero makes his appearance, though. Kaboom, shielded.
There it is. There's
the bounce.
We were just talking about it, and just like that, the can comes out, gets hit by either the forward air. Wouldn't have mattered because the bounce was there as well. And so now it's like, all right, well, what is H4 going to do for the next, like, yeah, it's like you don't really have another option, right?
Oh, and he messes up the recovery as well.
Another bounce.
The other thing, too, is that BeastModePaul was sitting on stage holding onto the Kaboom. So if H4 had, like, not messed up the recovery, he was going to get 2 framed by Kaboom anyway. It was a damned if you do, damned if you don't, and BeastModePaul is condemning this guy to damnation for sure.
Okay, and just like that, 34% racked up on the cloud. Psych Up coming out, looking. Oh, it didn't actually activate that Accelerato there. It's kind of, that's a little bit of a bummer, but despite that, still looking in such a good spot to potentially close out this game. And Air Dodge comes out, doesn't manage to pull the trigger quite yet. We're going to buff up first. Get swole.
Ooh. The limit break cross slash going to catch him, but they're too far away from that side blast zone for it to matter too much. The blade beam to catch the come down from the zoom is pretty huge.
Nice.
Air dodge is a way to avoid getting sucked in, and then just the short hop flame slash. All right, Beast Mode Paul, I see what you're doing, and I don't like it. I'm scared.
That flame slash. Well, what percent was Cloud at when that hit?
60,
like,
70?
Right? Yeah, like that was. Oh man, but that's the thing about Hero. He can rob you at any moment. Any moment. You should always be scared, whether he's at 150 or if he's at 0. The threat level is pretty much always the same.
And that's the scary thing, too, because it feels like H4 is working so hard to deal with Paul's other characters, right? Like, he had such a hard time taking out the Steve, had such a difficult time taking out the Sephiroth, and then the hero comes through, and it's just a freight train all out of control barreling down the tracks towards him.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm clearly not going to be able to put the brakes on it, so what he's been trying to do has been, all right, what if I just got out of the way of the train? But he keeps adjusting what track he's on. So he's like, man, I keep getting caught no matter what. But hopefully in this game, we're going to see if H4 can maybe put one on the board. But that is our confirmation. Oh, that didn't pop? I'm surprised.
I am very surprised, but it looked like the tipper part of the down smash hitbox was off stage. So it was just the weaker hit of the sword itself that ended up catching H4. But yeah, if that shield popped, it was a Giga Flare and a Sayonara.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Paul is feeling himself, bro. He like one hit or one game away from Grand Finals winner's side at Rise and Grind. Like he's feeling good.
He's looking good too. I mean, the way he's playing, got the way my boy is buttery on the Sephiroth right now, coming down. Gonna get caught on the way in there though. And, wow, the deflector as well goes up. Nothing so far. I think he's gonna be able to get out of this one. Yeah, he's just gonna roll up, and he doesn't get caught. I feel like most people try to scout roll more often than not, but
roll feels like the most common option from a lot of players in these situations. They're like, oh, I want center stage. I want to get away from this ledge trap. So they try and roll, and a lot of the time, like you said, you could scout it, but not this time for H4. BeastModePaul's been trying to make use of the Scintilla, and both fairs actually missed there. It's the F smash that connects, and it's not enough.
I'm actually surprised that Sephiroth was able to survive that one, and then comes back with the back air. Going to go ahead and try to poke him out. Another poke. Can't find it. Forward tilt's not going to land either. How do you get down against Pikachu here? He tried to read him going down to the left, but he went down to the right.
I'm surprised both of these guys are alive right now. It feels like both of them should have died to something by this point, but still kicking, looking for the ledge trump. Paul buffers that up B though, so he's able to get right back on. And the platform comes in and stretches him right back.
Yeah, that one was a little bit terrifying, just because I'm sure he wasn't aware of that one, but an up throw will be enough to seal the deal. 132% though, should be pretty easy for Steve to come out and clean this one up.
Yeah, he's just one good hit, maybe even a grab. I'm not sure what the KO percent without rage is for Steve up throw, especially on town with the high ceiling. But it has to be soon, right?
Yeah, like at least within like 15%, right? Like so, but even he doesn't even seem to care. He's like, you know what? Like I'm kind of gonna ignore this Pikachu for the start of this, get my mats up, and then when I actually like do KO him, I want to make sure the next character that comes in. Oh, that should have been a stock.
It should have been, but it wasn't. H4 still alive, still doing some damage.
I think the tough part is I don't know if up smash out of shield will hit a Pikachu on dash attack. It might low profile.
It'll hit the front side of it, I think. Definitely not the back side.
Oh.
We'll find out, maybe. We'll get a little demonstration from Professor Paul. Ooh, he almost got the hitbox extension on the bear. That should be not it.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to go for the forward air or not. But even with that said, it's actually looking a lot tougher for Beast Mode here. He's going to need this Steve, I think. I mean, granted, the hero has done a phenomenal amount of work, but I think you probably want at least the Steve to do a little bit of damage on the second character here. So you're going to need to probably get a hit and then fish for that grab. But he hasn't been able to touch H4 in a minute.
Not at all, Flambeau. And H4 actually on the verge of potentially taking the stock and does so there. BMP tries to regain center stage quickly by making use of the Elytra, but it's misguided as the special fall gets punished hard by H4 with an up smash, and now he's getting juggled as hero as well. He doesn't have a jump here. He's got to probably find Zoom, or else he might be dead, and that is it. A 3-stock coming through from H4 to get himself back in this set.
Yeah, and honestly, where I noticed that Beast Mode struggles the most is obviously against the Pikachu, but like specifically the way that H4 decides to use Thunder Drill to navigate the neutral is like he's always forcing him in these awkward positions where he's like, I don't really want to shield here, but I kind of have to, or I have to run away. And if I'm running away, that means I'm giving up stage control, which then means that H4 still has advantage. So I'm like, I think for that hero especially, he's probably thinking like, I need to find a moment where I can pull up the menu and look for bounce, and then I can probably play this perfectly fine, but he never got that chance.
And the biggest problem too was BeastModePaul tried to look for for the bounce off stage or maybe even a zoom to get himself back on. But in the process, that just gave H4 time to close the gap, get in his face, and once jump was gone, he was a sitting duck. There's no way you're getting away from a Pikachu in that situation. He could have teched off the stage there, but like, it's a lot easier said than done to find like a tech in a high pressure situation like that, especially when you're focused on something entirely different, like the menu. Being able to like consciously go, oh, I'm gonna need to tech here in a second. Let me get ready.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you play with like Rumble on or off. Like some people use Rumble as like the cue for them to press the button, but like otherwise, like you are trying to keep track of a lot of things at the same time. Like you got to read and react. Like that's a lot.
It's like we a lot of the time hear like both commentators and like people going like, oh, should have just teched. Like you would have lived if you teched. That was like such an easy tech. I hit that in my sleep. You hit that tech in your sleep, but you don't hit that tech in that situation in your sleep. And that's like the big thing that people forget is that there's so many more factors, and there's a lot of damage too at the moment, Flambeau.
Yeah, I mean 79 unanswered, perfect stock thus far from BMP. Finally gets hit by a limit cross slash to go ahead and add 32. Nice and clean. Gotta love it. But even with that said, like, I'm going to mine a little bit. Man, I love cross slash. It's like such a
cool
just, like,
move.
He writes your name on it. That's actually not his name. I forget what it says. I actually looked this up at least like on 10 different occasions, and I forget every single time.
I have no clue. It's an X to me. It's an X with a box around it. Up smash out of shield, not going to be enough for the stock, but BeastModePaul has no iron, so this disadvantage state's going to be tougher for him. He's got to find either an opportunity to mine or a big hit to close out without benefit of minecart or anvil. He does have 1 iron now, though, so he might be able to get a reversal with anvil.
All right, let's see what he's able to find. A lot of damage done to that shield, so we're going to see BMP kind of run to the side to give his shield a little bit more time to recuperate and to mine some resources, but accidentally puts himself in the corner there and throws away his stock as an up smash out of shield is going to secure that one. And I think this is, I'm going to call it, this is going to be a little premature maybe, but I think this is going to be one of those games that goes to game 5. It doesn't show on the overlay right now, but H4 does have 1 on the board.
Yeah, he took the game right before this one with that 3 stock on the Pikachu. It was so fast, production didn't even have time to register. Yeah, they're just now getting in there. BeastModePaul got to slow down a little bit.
And that's the tough thing, I think, is that, like, almost got caught in a very precarious scenario there, is that I think you need that Steve for Pikachu, you know? I think you need a little bit of Steve, and the fact that Steve's gone already is going to be, like, all hero.
You're saying that, though, but the thing was, like, last game when the Steve versus Pikachu was happening, BeastModePaul was, like, it was, like, 30 seconds between each individual hit he could get. He was not winning neutral. He was not finding any combos. He was just, it was a struggle, and he could not find a way off the struggle bus.
Right, and the limit gonna be on deck here. There it is, coming up to bat, and we're gonna see if he's gonna be able to go ahead and close that one out.
I love
a good blade beam. I love a good blade beam.
It covered everything too. What H4 did right there was he jumped off stage to bait BeastModePaul into picking an option early because he was scared of the Trump. He didn't want to get caught by something like Trump Bear. So then he buffered the option to get back up on stage. But because H4 was already ahead of him, he wasn't even actually going for the Trump. He was on stage using that blade beam. It covered get up attack, it covered roll, it covered neutral get up. The only thing it might not have hit was jump, and that really just depends on the timing.
Okay, and there we go. I found out that cross slash says evil or bad luck or wicked. So
okay.
Figured it out. Anyway, we back in.
Welcome back, Flambeau.
Got him in the corner. Gonna go ahead and try to go for the grab, but it's not going to land here as BMP is going to try to make magic happen with this hero yet again. A little bit on the back foot here, potentially on the verge of the beginning of a reverse 3-0. We're gonna see if he's able to hang on. The bounce is gonna be a big deal though. That's why he's camping the platform. Oh, do you see that snipe though?
Yeah, BeastModePaul trying to bring this down to a 1-on-1. The bounce doing its job, but the dash attack not. Puts him deep off stage, tries for the snooze, but that does mean bounce is running out.
Okay.
On, and great get-up attack read by H4. Closes it out and brings us to game 5. You predicted it, Flambeau.
I was thinking that he was maybe going to decide to do a delayed roll to the left. I was like, you're not going to get-up attack, right? Like, you're not going to do it. And then he did, and I was like, well, you got to pick one. You know, you got to pick one.
Pick a struggle, bro. H4, I think, called out everything that BeastModePaul, every disadvantage option, every ledge option, every jump in. It was just all getting called out all the time. And BeastModePaul, like his game plan, we've been talking about it, is so reliant on whiff punishing. And when somebody like H4 realizes that and goes, okay, I'm just not going to approach unless I'm whiff punishing, right? And then BeastModePaul is just kind of crumbling right now. He's having a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like the mental thought process of like, oh my god, am I about to get reverse 3-0'd creeping into the
Right,
gameplay?
that's the worst feeling too. Like you have a huge lead and it should be like, all right, I need one to close it out, but instead it's, oh god, don't let it be me.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't want to be another statistic, but it's just like if you want to avoid that, you're gonna have to clutch up a little bit, right? And I think so far a decent start. We actually got a Duck Hunt Steve start this time around. What do you think about that?
I think this is how we started game 1, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't. Oh no, sorry, game 1 was Cloud Steve, but I don't hate this because throughout the last couple of games, whenever it's been Duck Hunt versus Steve, H4's avoidance playstyle has been basically untouchable for BMP Steve. He swings a lot and finds very little, and he was able to find the lead, but now it seems like H4 has hit his stride and has just decided to no longer be hit.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the preference in terms of like, it's either this or maybe like the Cloud that the Steve's going to want to go up against, but Cloud like does really well into Steve, all things considered, so beautiful.
That's just a Steve moment right there, and with Diamond Tools out, the ability to mine thanks to the respawn timer, he's going to get himself a little bit of a head start against this Cloud. H4 might not care as he falls deep off stage, finds the bear.
All right, so this is going to be a match. We're going to charge. You have so much time to charge a limit because of the loading times of Squad Strike, which means we're going to have a nice little classic Final Fantasy VII bout for the second characters of both players.
Oh,
he's just holding it.
They're having a little party there. Quick conversation, a chat, a monologue before they get back into the action. They are old nemesis after all.
Good old Western standoff there. Little game of chicken, and now
and they do it again.
Holding the shield, but that, I mean, his shield was so low at that point that he was like, I'm just gonna poke you, dude. Like, I don't. A little bit too much in the defensive, I think, coming out from Sephiroth.
And I think that means that BeastModePaul is scared. A lot of the time throughout this set, he's been pretty proactive about just like picking options out of shield because he wants to be in the action. He wants to be the one in control, wants to be the one hitting, and he finds the hit with that down air, punishing the overextension off stage from H4. Now he's got him down onto the Pikachu, but this is the Pikachu that we saw do a 3-stock win in game number 3 to start this comeback. Very well could find the same amount of success again if BMP is not careful.
Okay, now can this Sephiroth get back to center stage to start some offense? The trade with the up air is actually pretty good for him, and so much damage off of that Octo Slash. He's going to go ahead and make things a little bit nicer for BeastModePaul as he's trying to close this set. 61% already racked up on this Pikachu. Honestly, the Sephiroth's getting the job done.
It's doing a phenomenal job. It's not just getting the job done, it's getting the job done flawlessly. 74% also means that should he fail to close this out, Hero comes out, finds one hit with Psych Up, and it's all over. But with Wing out, I don't even think BeastModePaul's considering using the Hero yet. He's like, I want to close it out here. I want to close it out now. I want to head into Grand Finals, and he'll be doing not that yet.
Yeah,
I thought that was it.
Maybe, potentially, we'll see. H4 could bring this back, but it's going to be tough, especially like an up air from Sephiroth on a jump read will do it, but Sephiroth is gone. And so now you're saying one Psych Up hit is all it takes. Let's see if you see the Psych Up get called here. Can't find
he's looking for Sizzle too, the quick options out of disadvantage.
Uh-oh,
but he's off stage. BeastModePaul needs to find a way back right now. The down smash connects and keeps this juggle going. Oh no, this is terrible. This is so terrible for BMP. He's able to regain stage though. That's the jump back. It's okay. He took 80%. That's 80% he's happy to take. He can heal up a little bit, and he finds the back air. Let me get a take 2 on that. BeastModePaul finds his way into Grand Finals winner's side.
Okay, and